Hey guys, I'm Morthadon, and we are here for Fire Force Season 1, Episode 1. This is a new show. We are replacing Demon Slayer, which is a great show, and I will be watching more of that if a new season comes out. Probably try to watch it as soon as it comes out, too, because I enjoy the show quite a bit. But for now, we are moving on. This one won the poll, thanks to everyone who voted. If you didn't vote, keep an eye out for my polls, because you get to help choose what I watch. But, for those of you who may be new to my channel, just so you know how my videos work, I do full-length timer-based reactions, which means there isn't going to be any footage in the corner like some reactors do. There's going to be a timer. I'm going to do a countdown. We're going to sync up together. There should be a little bit of footage in the corner, only for like 15 seconds, just to help you guys sync up in the beginning to make sure that you're like perfectly synced. I do it because when I watch reactions, I find it easier when they put a little footage there to help out with the syncing. But yeah, so if you came here and you were hoping to have, you know, the episode in the corner so that way you don't have to sync up and everything and have the episode yourself, unfortunately that's not how I do my videos due to copyright issues, videos being taken down all the time for stuff like that, and you know, trying to find a way to like cut out so much. And people have said to me, why don't you just like invert the videos and make them transparent and everything? And honestly, it's probably just a personal thing, but when I'm watching a reaction, I hate when suddenly they're like inverting the video and making it see-through where I can't even see what's going on, especially when you're watching subtitled, which I am watching subtitled, by the way. They make the subtitles transparent too, and then you can't even read what's happening on the screen. And like, yes, I've seen the show, but sometimes it's been years and I want to like watch along with them again, kind of thing. So it's just not how I like to do my videos, and yeah. So unfortunately, if you don't want to sync up that way, then feel free to leave now. That's why I like trying to say it in the beginning. But yeah, I know absolutely nothing about this show. I mean, I saw the little cover art and it's called Fire Force, so my first thought with the word Fire Force is firefighting. And then when I saw the cover art on my anime list, it looked like they were in firefighter suits. And then I looked at the genres just to make sure that it wasn't like an ecchi and I was gonna like be jumped by like a whole bunch of fan service immediately. And I saw that it said supernatural. So I'm like, firefighters and supernatural? What am I getting into? But that's pretty much all I know about this show. I have heard good things about it, so it makes me pretty excited. I hope I don't get anything wrong here, but I believe it's by the studio, geez, I really hope I don't sound like an idiot here. I apologize if I'm wrong, but Kyoto Annie, that had the fire and everything that happened to it, I believe it was a fire, and I remember hearing about this show where like something about it got delayed or something like that in regards to this show. So I've liked some of their other shows, and I'm curious if I'll like this one too. And I know they're just like an animation studio. They're not like this is obviously based on probably a manga or a novel or something like that, but either way, I'm excited, guys. Let's just get into it before I sit here and ramble us into a coma. But as I said, we're going to do a countdown here to start the episode, so get your episode ready at 0 seconds, and we will start here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Solar Year 198. Interesting. Cool art for the world so far. Fire Force. Amaterasu? Is it the Black Fire? Oh my god. It kind of was. What the hell? Did that dude just combust? What just happened? Interesting. This kid's got balls. Ugh. Is this like a being? How's it alive? What is going on? Oh, he's got the black smoke stuff too. Hmm. Interesting. Begin the prayer. I don't know what I'm seeing. Core annihilating bunker? Jeez. Is the prayer in respect for the people that are dying through whatever this is? Oh shit. What the hell? Oh, I'd say this is supernatural, alright. He's got jetpack feet. Ah. So the demon footprints, is that what he said? Jeez. It's like a knight. She's got a tail. And ears that look like they're fire. So there's some kind of like crazy fire thing going around where people like combust. They need to put them out by just killing them, it seems. But there's also people that can control the firepower and not like combust. And it gives them like superpowers. This is some crazy shit I'm watching. I wonder if the prayer is like, do they need to have the prayer or else they like won't die? Or is it just, you know, like that dude might have just been a normal dude that spontaneously combusted, so they have the prayer in respect for the dead? I don't know. I'll talk more in the discussion. Special Fire Cathedral 8. I think I know that voice of Shinra. Did he hear him say that? Or is he just assuming that's what he's thinking? I'll have to get some of the names later. I got Takeshi. I got Akitaro Obi, but I missed the first or the second part of Takeshi's name. So we have Shinra, Obi, Takeshi. Well, I have superpowers. Hmm. Interesting. Well, it wouldn't be an anime. The Hand of Fate. What? What? We're gonna get more names. Oh god. Of course. The nostril flares. The anime. Oh my god. That's not what I was thinking. Okay. So we have our straight-laced, like, serious guy. We have, like, the goober superior. And then just, like, the teenage anime protagonist. Nice. Huh. Spontaneous human combustion. Jeez. Infernals. Okay. Have to be a hero. That's a very much more distinct wording. Why do you have to be a hero? Not just want to be. Interesting. Character development we shall learn. Oh, maybe right now. Why are his teeth so sharp? take in. Did he, like, accidentally kill his mom? Creepy. Iris. They said that before, but I didn't realize Hinawa is his last name. Maki O's. Matchbox. Nice name. Clever. Is that what every vehicle like that is called, or is that what they call their specific vehicle? Like, is every model of that vehicle a matchbox, you know? Or is this specific vehicle, like, you know how guys, like, they name their cars and stuff? He definitely has, like, a very evil-looking face, you know? With the sharp teeth, the red eyes. His smile looks more evil. Is it just a regular old fire? Or is there an infernal here? Okay. It is an infernal. Makes sense. Oh, that poor guy. Oh. I fear what's going to happen to this poor kid and his mother. She has kind of sharp teeth, too. The first time we saw her, it looked like she had two. I thought it was just supposed to be her, like, what are they called? Incisors or whatever, but... But in that scene, it looked like all of her teeth were sharp. I wonder if there's a significance, or is it just anime design? Because sometimes they do that. Oh, shit. Uh... Hmm. So I wonder if the smile is just him putting on a front kind of thing. Like how we saw him smiling in the past, too. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh. Well. Didn't seem like, in that regard, that it was his fault. Little brother. Oh. Okay, so we're setting up a bad guy, aren't we? Hmm. So that's why his smile is kind of creepy to me, you know? Is because he can't smile genuinely. Five seconds. Jeez. Do they all have power? Oh shit. I wonder if they all have abilities. Or some of them are just normal people fighting fires. Alright. Looks pretty cool with like the being like black with all the fire around it. It's like a silhouette on fire. Jeez. Oh, interesting. Alright, Shinra. To be fair, I feel like his smile was even creepy before he couldn't smile normally anymore. I think it's just the teeth, though. Just makes him look evil. Alright. Set those feet ablaze. Alright. Be careful not to hurt anyone with your freaking. Jeez, he is firing up. Pretty cool animation in just like the first episode with the fire and everything. It looks pretty cool. Feel like we could see some pretty awesome stuff later on too. Did he hit the core? Hmm. Okay. Alright. Damn. Poor guy. Can you imagine just your wife spontaneously combusts for no reason? Just. Or no one knows the reason? Oh, he's blushing. Alright. Okay, we do have credits, okay. We shall watch the credits. Pretty cool concept so far. It's really interesting. I feel like it's like it has the makings of a shonen, you know, where we have this protagonist, he has powers, he wants to be a hero. Jesus. But yeah, so it has like the makings of a shonen, and it probably is considered a shonen or whatever, but it's like it's very ooh, interesting. I think that's teasing us some Iris backstory, but anyway, um the idea of it like firefighting these like self-destructing, or not self-destructing, but like spontaneous combusting people, and they don't know why, kind of thing. It's like a really interesting concept, and then you throw in these people that are able to like wield these fire powers. You introduce like these superpowers too, to make like the combat really interesting and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. But alrighty, guys, that is it for episode 1 of Fire Force. Cool. I very much enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. I definitely have, obviously, a lot of questions. Some of them either won't be answered or will maybe be answered as we go through the show, you know? Like, for one, obviously, the big question, which they even have, as we learned, is, you know, why did all this start? Because the thing is this is something that just started. It wasn't something that's like, because sometimes you go into anime and it's like, this is how our world has always been, you know? There have always been people spontaneously combusting, you know? But no, it's something that started within the last 3 generations, right? Because Shinra is, they called him 3rd generation. So, like, it started pretty recently in like humanity's history, where suddenly people just started spontaneously combusting, and not just spontaneously combusting, they turn into these like monster things that I guess just relentlessly attack. Like, do they have any ambition or anything, like, or do they just lash out at anything around them, you know? I wonder if we'll learn more about that later. Like, it seems to me like they're just like wild creatures that just try to kill anything, but I wonder if they have like some kind of intention. Like, do we learn some kind of pattern later on where they all try to like go to like go in, like, I don't know. It could be something where they like all try to go in the same direction, you know, and it's like, oh, where are they all trying to go to, you know? And then maybe like follow one to like a source or something. I don't know. Like, obviously, it's probably not going to be anything that simple, but yeah, it's really interesting. It's called Solar Year 198. I'm not sure what that is in regards to. You know, like, obviously that seems to be a different way of telling the year than we're used to. But if it's only like, if Shinra's 3rd generation, that 3 generations isn't 198 years, because I was thinking like maybe solar year is when people started they started counting that when people started spontaneously combusting, you know? So, like, Solar Year 1 was named, like, shortly after, like, the incident started, and it's been 198 years. But that wouldn't be third generation, unless I'm misunderstanding, and, like, the third generation means third generation since people started, like, being born with powers, you know? I guess it could mean that, but yeah. There's a little bit of black smoke. It seems to be an indicator as to when someone's going to, although not a very long indicator. Like, the guy, like, a little bit came out and then just, you know? But we saw a little bit of that black smoke coming from Shinra's feet, too. Like, I don't know if there's going to be any significance to the black smoke, or if it's just an indicator of, like, hey, you know, now when you see this, start to get scared, you know, kind of thing. But so his power seems to be just he emits fire from his feet, and he's able to use that to, like, jet propulsion himself, kind of thing, which is pretty cool. It gives the main character this power set that, where, yes, he's emitting fire as a power essentially, but he's doing it from his feet, which gives him this, like, high mobility, which can give him some really cool, like, choreographed fights where he's, like, as we saw, flying through the air and everything, and kicking and all that, which is pretty cool, because sometimes it gets a little stale if it's just, like, if it's as simple as he can take fire and fire it out of his hand. You get in the position where the character will sometimes just stand there and fire, like, shoot out fire, and it's not as engaging to watch. So it's a pretty cool power set to have someone who, like, is flying through the air doing these kicks and everything. I think it could be really cool to watch. But he's the newest member of the Fire Force 8 or whatever. I'm guessing it's just, like, Division 8, I believe they said. But everyone calls him a demon because they think that it's his fault that his mom died. I guess, do they just assume that because he has these fire powers, they just assumed that he was the one that killed the mom? You know, that seems very, negligent as the adults to just blame the kid. But I guess it seems like a lot of adults aren't, you know, since it's third generation, and it seems like third generation is even more powerful than the previous generations, just based off the way that Maki reacted to being like, oh, so this is a third generation's power, you know? Which kind of implies that it's more than the other two generations, kind of thing. But either way, so I imagine a lot of the adults are scared of this power, and that's why they lash out and call him a devil. You know, it gives me a little bit of, like, Naruto vibes, where Naruto was, like, shunned, and it gives that same kind of character development where, you know, he now has something to prove, kind of thing. But I also don't know that he's even trying to become a hero to make people stop calling him a devil. I don't think that's it. Or a demon or whatever. I think he's doing it because he always, like, said to his mom that, you know, I'm gonna be a hero, and she was, you know, obviously he was just a kid, but she was, like, all supportive of him, gave him, like, a cape and everything, and now he's like, I have to do this to live on that, you know, that belief she had in me, kind of thing. But yeah, it's a very simple desire when you just think about, like, oh, he wants to be a hero. Of course, you know, anyone that gets powers wants to be a hero. Shallow. But obviously there's, with the backstory that we've gotten so far, there's a lot more depth to it. And it even set up, like, a antagonist already, one that we don't know yet, but we know that he said that there was another entity there that, besides him, his mom, and his little brother. Now, okay, I don't want to think this, but what if it's the little brother? Like, the little brother would have been really young, I think. So I doubt it is. But they said, like, they specified to say that there's not even any bones left of his little brother's shell. which means that there is no evidence that the little brother was there, you know? So what if the little brother was the one that did it and just left, you know? I don't know. Thing is we saw, I don't know from where like the fire happened and like how much time has passed. It's really hard to tell anime characters' age, because at one point we saw really young Shinra, and I believe she was holding Sho, because we saw her holding like a baby, which means it would have been really young, probably not old enough to, you know, kill someone or kill these people and walk away from it and just vanish from sight, you know? But like, I just figured I'd throw it out there. I don't think I believe it because of how young Sho would have been, but just they specified that there were no bones left. It just makes me wonder, you know, does that mean that what if he's like still alive, or like what if he was somehow taken by, you know, this entity? You know, maybe it wasn't Sho that did it, but maybe Sho was taken by the entity, you know, or maybe the fire was just that hot and it, like the little brother really was like just entirely disintegrated, bones and all, which is just so terrible, but to think about. But yeah, and I like that even like the characters are like, oh, we need to solve this mystery. I always love mysteries. I always love when we have like worlds where like this, where it's like, oh, you know, we have this mysterious thing happening. You know, let's try to figure out why it's happening. I don't know how much of the show is really going to delve into like why this all happened, but I always get excited to learn. And I don't know, you know, there's 2 seasons. Obviously, don't tell me. I don't want to know, but I mean, I do want to know, but I don't want to know right now. I want to learn when the show tells me. So don't tell me if we learn or not. But there's 2 seasons. I don't know if any of the 2 seasons they learn anything, but in the first episode they said that they are trying to solve the mystery, which makes me think that at least as we go, we will be trying somewhat to solve it, you know, and I hope we do keep that mystery aspect going, and it's not just about like the episode by episode kind of, you know, freak of the week kind of thing where we have, you know, oh, we have an infernal to deal with, okay. But I'm sure we're going to be maybe slowly inching towards answers as to where this began, and slowly inching towards the person that did this to Shinra's family, you know. I can already see that we're probably going to somehow find like some evidence to it, you know, and obviously it's probably not going to be right away. It's probably going to take quite a few episodes and stuff like that. We're going to establish the world and the characters and everything before we start delving into that, most likely. But yeah. I just really like the mystery. The only problem is a lot of times they do this in anime where they set up the idea of like, oh, what is it about this world? And then that's the kind of thing where they want to like save like all the answers, or at least most of the answers, like the big answers, for the very end of the show when like the manga comes to completion, and the anime never makes it that far, and it gets like canceled or whatever, and you know, I just never get to learn it, and that always makes me sad. But yeah, definitely curious about that. The idea that they try to save the souls of the people, so they have this they have these sisters that seem to, I mean, I imagine each force does this. I guess we'll have to see another fire force in order to know whether or not they do, you know. But I imagine Iris isn't the only one that's like saying their prayers for the people's souls and everything. But and she mentioned the god soul. Now, I don't know anything about like Japanese religion or anything. I don't know if there actually is a god soul in Japanese religion, or if this is a made up god for the you know, the show. But I wonder if like that's just a reference they're going to make every now and then, or if there's going to be any more to like the idea of, you know, a god and stuff like that and everything. But probably not. But it was just interesting, so I wrote it down. But yeah, the characters seem pretty cool. As I kind of said during the episode, we kind of have that like we have like the 2 like big superiors in the fire force. One is like the stickler. seems like very like serious. He's got his clipboard and everything. But then we have like the goober one that's just like making jokes and is very like laid back and chill and everything. And then we have the girl who seems to be like at least so far, making her out to be like a little bit of like a dunce, like that, like obsessed with romance, kind of goofy personality kind of thing. Like Iris was saying, she's got like, what'd she say? Like, I can't remember what she said, but it was like flower petal something for brains or whatever. But they were even like already making jokes about it, But anyway, seems like a very interesting show though. I can't wait to essentially learn more. As I said, I like the mystery. I like the idea of the mystery. I like it much more than if it was just like, oh, it's always like this, so we don't question it. I want them questioning it, because I want to know the answer too. Like, why is this like this? And I always go back to like the typical anime reason is like some scientist was doing experiments to, harness fire, and it leaked out and infected the populace, and it ends up being like a zombie thing where it was just like this contagion that got out and now it's just around kind of thing. That seems like it's always like a possibility for that kind of stuff. That's like, I probably shouldn't say that. I've only seen 2 seasons of Attack on Titan, but that was kind of like one of my theories for like the Titans too, is it's like, oh, humanity was trying to use some drug to make themselves stronger and ended up creating the Titans kind of thing. And that's like my theory for that show too. It's kind of my theory for a lot of the things, because I feel like a lot of shows like end up doing that, where I feel like I've seen a lot of like smaller anime that have this, where they're fighting these monsters and then they find out that the monsters are, created by humans, or if they look nothing like humans, they once were humans, is what you learn later on. And it's like, oh, they're made from humans, and it's like a big, like, that's the big reveal. But anyway, yeah, cool show. Can't wait to watch more, and get to know these characters a little more, and everything. I always wonder, like, are they just trying to make the main character stand out when they give him the spiky teeth, or is there an in-world reason as to why he has spiky teeth? And at least his mother has spiky teeth too, so it's not just him. At least it's like, oh, it's passed down in the family, but like, no one really mentioned it, so is it a normal thing in this world for people to have spiky teeth? I don't know. It's just an interesting design choice, but another thing that probably will never get answered. Thank you guys. That's going to be it from me. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed. Check out my Patreon if you want to see more. Link in the description below. I do early access for this show, which means you can see the next 2 episodes right now on my Patreon. So check that out if you're interested and you want to support the channel and what I do. And I also have Patreon exclusive shows, which are shows that I watch on my Patreon all the way through, and then I start releasing them to YouTube after I've finished the whole show. So things like Lucifer, none of the episodes are on YouTube yet, but I started that on season 4, and I just finished season 5, and I have 1 more season to go before I start releasing them, Things like the rest of Jujutsu Kaisen, which I've started releasing. Things like Tribe 9 is on my Patreon that hasn't been released yet. So there's all kinds of stuff, and I'm watching, what's the anime I'm doing right now? Mob Psycho Season 2 is what I'm doing on my Patreon right now as well. So check all that out if you're interested. Like I said, link in the description, or it should be popping up on the screen. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in my future reactions. Bye-bye.